Hey everybody, it is Billy at Be Tough Man, back with one more reef video. I want to do this, man. I mean, dude, I put these reef videos out and they go bonkers, right? This isn't even a reef page, dude. I would get it if this was a reef page and you guys want this, but for some reason, Be Tough has a lot of people that are into reefs here or are fascinated by it. But there are two things here that I want to share with you that will, actually three things, that will help you grow fast corals, and it'll be easy, and you don't have to be a scientist to figure it out. Let's check it out. All right, man, we are back in here. Now, I want to go back real quick. I want to go to the Sea Lab 28s because it was deep in our videos, and I want to put this on the forefront because, you know, the Sea Lab 28s, in my opinion, are probably the most important thing that I use, right? And that is because I am not a scientist. I do not... I don't know, man. I'm not into testing, and you know, I wouldn't be good enough if I was. I used to do it back in the day, and I got out of doing that. But I want to explain something what this is. People say, what is Sea Lab 28? Well, they're calcium blocks, right? You can see here, and they're just like they look like a piece of chalk, right? I mean, if you took it on the concrete, you could write with it. And they're not just a calcium block. They actually have, let me see here how many they got. They say they have 15 essential trace elements built into them that is required in reefing, okay? And it's all built into this one block, right? What's nice about it, I mean, it says right here, since Formula 28 is fully buffered, there is a constant supply of essential trace elements, and there's no possibility of toxic overload, so dosage and application are extremely uncritical, right? So you basically throw these in, and then they dissolve, and when you're supposed to throw one of these in per 50 gallon. And when they dissolve, so I have two of these in there, and when they dissolve, you throw another two in. I don't even think about it. I never have, and I've been doing this for a long time. So what I'd like to do, man, I'm going to see if I can contact these people because they are in California. I saw that. Where are they at, man? Yeah, they're in Torrance. Maybe they'll let me come down and check out how they put this all together. But anyway, Sea Lab 28s. This is a no-brainer. You get them anywhere, man. They're on Amazon. They're everywhere, and if I don't care what kind of corals you have, it will help. I mean, these corals go bonkers on it. I've showed you guys this before. Look at all the white tips on that. I mean, this thing's growing crazy. These all love it. So Sea Lab 28s, there you go. All right, so there is that. Now I want to talk about a couple things that make your corals grow fast. Like boom, right? Now, you do have a chance of making other things grow fast that you may not like algae. But I went down to, it's an aquarium. It's a place that builds aquariums down south. I forgot what it is. Maybe Sea Clear? I don't know. Maybe one of those. But I went down to actually have the front panel on this replaced. I actually replaced this one time. I had too many scratches on it. And they can actually do that. They can take your aquarium and they can replace just a panel or two panels. And because I had the 3D background, I just wanted to fix the front panel. So I went down there and they had this really beautiful setups, right, of all these tanks. And we got into some conversation. I noticed that some tanks were white and some were blue. And I said, man, why are some of these lights white and one are blue? And I go, don't you want them faster when you put blue lights on? And he said, no. He goes, it's exactly the opposite. So if you want your corals to grow super fast, right, if you want them really to be like fast acceleration on their growth, it's the white light that does it. It's not as visually, I got that blaring right now. It actually looks yellow on these, it has a little bit of a yellow tint to it, but that will make your corals grow fast. Like these love it. My first tank I had, and I gotta find photos because you guys will love it, but these right here, I'm not kidding. I've seen a lot of tanks, and I ain't seen many that had as much as I had at one point with my older tank. It crashed because we went out of town and the AC in our house broke, and it was 112 here in Bakersfield, and it cooked the whole tank. But I used to run that thing on white light. Like it wasn't blue. It was like this. It wasn't quite this yellow, but it was bright white. There wasn't very much blue in it at all. And these things went bonkers. I mean, they grew so fast. Well, one thing I'll get to in a second. And, I've had that same kind of luck with a lot of different corals. It's, these monster softies here, they're like catcher's gloves. They love white light. if you like, if you put, let's say you went outside, right? Or let's say a shallow tide pool, or let's say a 4 feet of water in the ocean, right? It's a reef. It's not really blue water, right? The blue water happens when you go deeper into the water, right? And then the water turns more blue. The ultraviolet turns more blue. So yeah, white light grows corals fast. Now, if you get to a point where things start getting too big, like what you see here, where you start running out of room for things, then it's a good idea to dial back on that white light and run more blue light, right? Because blues for us, is visually, it's better. We like blue light, right? Aesthetically, it makes the corals pop. And so we tend more to like the blue light. So to grow your corals, and that's why, if you go to work during the day and you're not looking at your tank, that might be a time to have your white lights really booming. And then when you get home, have the blue lights more on, right? So you can enjoy the colors of your tank. So there you go, man. Real quick on lighting. White light grows fast, right? And one more thing that really accelerates coral growth, temperature. There's a big difference between how fast corals grow and, from like 76 degrees to 82, right? Those are both on the cold side, the edge of the cold side, and on the top side, right? Now, I used to keep before I had my chiller, I used to run my tank at 82 all the time, and the corals loved it. I mean, they loved it, because the reason why I did that is because our house would fluctuate a little bit, right? From like, in the morning to the afternoon, and rather than having the fish tank sway up and down with the temperatures, if I kept it at 82, it was pretty consistent. It may get up to 83, maybe got up to 84 sometimes, but for the most part, it stayed pretty close to 82. So I used to keep it at 82. Now that I have the chiller, I can kind of put it wherever I want. But if you keep your tank on the warm side, the corals grow faster. I'll even say a lot faster. And you combine that with a whiter light. So a warm tank, a warm colored light, or a whiter light with warmer temperatures, it's going to be the fastest coral growth you can get. Now, I will say that sometimes, when you're, some of these, a lot of these corals store algae inside their tissue. I could be wrong on that, but I think they do. And so it obviously, if you're booming up light, you do have a chance of getting more algae growth that you may not like, right? So that is kind of the thing you have to watch out for. We want corals to grow fast, but we don't want algae to grow fast, right? So those are a couple tips, man. I tell you, as you saw our other tanks, I'm not, there's people out there way better at reefing than me, and we may get some pros in here that are going to say, yeah, you could do this better. You're not really doing that good. That's okay. But for me, like I said, there are people out there that want to reef. They want to enjoy saltwater fish, and they want to have fish that don't die all the time. They want to have corals that aren't dying all the time. They want to be able to do it. The thing is like this, man, you lose corals and fish, that gets expensive, man. So you definitely want to make sure your stuff's living. And, this is the way to do it, man. And of course, my big thing too, I'll just throw this in there if you're here and you haven't seen my other ones, live rock. Get as much live rock into your tank as you can. It will help prevent the major spikes that happen in a reef. I do want to show you one thing I picked up though. Let me show you this real quick. Let me turn this down real quick if you're still here. And thanks for everybody that likes these reef videos. That's really cool. I'll do more. The more you guys interact with the reef stuff, I'll do more reef stuff. And I'll maybe do some trips and stuff with, I'd like to do some trips on reefs. And one of the things I think I'm going to do next is a lot of people are asking me, have you ever tested your stuff? Have you ever tested your stuff? Will you test your stuff? So I do have test kits. I don't test, but maybe, for shits and giggles, dude, maybe I will do a test for you guys. I don't know where the stuff is, dude. Maybe we will do a test and figure out where it's at, and and then who knows? Maybe it'll be off the chart. Maybe it'll be right on par. So I did pick up this though, man. I will tell you one thing that you can get that, and this thing looks so cool under the. It's probably not gonna do any justice here. I did pick up a new green bubble tip enemy, right? And the clowns love it, to complement the red ones. And this is kind of like a cheap way, and some people don't like enemies. I tend to like them. But these are getting outrageous on their prices, right? I mean, this right here, you go down to a average a reef store that has corals, that's probably like 120 to 150 bucks, I would say. This one right here, right? This electric whatever hammer, right? 2 to 3 heads on it, probably about 150 to 200 bucks, right? This right here, a green bubble tip enemy, which looks very cool and glows really neat. This camera's not giving it justice. 40 bucks. I got this for 40 bucks, man. At Petco of all places, which I'm not gonna say anything about Petco right now, but I am gonna say that, I mean, if you want some things that are like fluorescent green, you can do it. There's ways to have that achievement without having to go crazy on it. And also things like, you know, hairy mushrooms in the back are really cool because they do get big and they're fluorescent. If you get, you know, they're usually fluorescent green, right? So they'll give you that green and they'll give you that kind of like a, you know, grassy texture, you know, as it goes over rocks and stuff. So there are ways to do it poor boy style like I do and still, you know, have a visually nice tank. I did tell you this, remember a couple of days ago I said that I had the yellow Fiji that I put in there. He's coming around a little bit, slowly but surely. And it takes a little bit of time for leathers to get accustomed to tanks, but they usually come through. But anyway, there you go, man. I'm just trying to pass along. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I'm just trying to help people out here. And there seems to be a lot of people that want help with their reef. And yeah, man. So we'll keep doing it, man. As long, you know, as long as there's some interest in it, I'll keep, you know, talking about reefs, and maybe we'll go check some stuff out, and I'll help you with issues that you may have, man. All right, man. There it is. Thanks for watching. This is another Lazy Reef video. This is Billy at Be Tough.